Hi, Professor Gerald Friedman, Department of Economics, University of Massachusetts. And we're here today to talk about Obama and his enemies and governing America. Can America be governed? And there are two parts here. One is the incoherence of the Democratic Party on the left, and on the right, the incoherence in a different sense of the Republican Party. Together, they make governing America problematic, which is a problem for the economy. Because if we don't have an effective government, we can't act effectively, and we need government to help us get out of the economic mess that we're in. Let's start with the incoherence in the Democratic Party, by which I mean the Democrats are fundamentally divided among themselves in ways that make it hard for them to act effectively. This has to do with Charles Schumer, the senior senator from New York State. I like Charles Schumer, I admit. He's friends of family. He's a really, I think of him as a good, well-meaning person who I agree with most of the time. And he believes that we should use government to protect the middle class and the poor, and to limit the rise of inequality that we've been talking about earlier in this course. That said, Charles Schumer is one of the leaders in Congress against programs to tax hedge fund income as regular income. Currently, it's taxed as capital gains, which is half the tax rate of the income of secretaries and wage earners and people like me, and probably you. Why do we tax the hundreds of millions of dollars in profits made by hedge fund managers at half the tax rate? Well, here we get to the two elections in America. We have two elections. We have the election in November where everybody goes and votes. And then we have the other election that happens throughout the year and way earlier than November, where politicians go hat in hand to rich people to try to raise money. The financial election comes first. Charles Schumer, as head of the Democratic Senate Campaign Committee, was charged with raising money. He raises money from hedge fund managers, people who benefit from lower tax rates and want to keep those privileges. Money invested in politics by Wall Street buys access, buys deregulation, buys the types of regulations they like, prevents things that they don't like from happening. The Democratic Party is divided in two parties reflecting the two elections. There's the Wall Street Democrats, not just Wall Street. There's also Los Angeles money, Silicon Valley money. There's rich money Democrats who are against high taxes on the rich, who are against labor unions, who are for free trade, who are for deregulation, who don't want too much government action. And then there's popular Democrats, the Democratic wing of the Democratic Party, who want stronger unions, want a government that acts against inequality, are concerned about expanded foreign trade, deregulation, and all that. Those are the two Democratic parties. They disagree fundamentally on many of the major economic issues. And then you have the Republican Party. The Republican Party is also incoherent, but in a different sense. They are united more than ever. Several different ways you can look at it. They all come to the same result. The Republican Party has become more conservative than ever before, more united in Congress. Voting patterns are more coherent. They're united, unlike the Democrats who are divided and incoherent in that way. The Republicans are quite coherent as a party. They vote as a bloc, and they vote insanity. I mean, no offense intended, of course. But they united against the idea that there's global warming. They united against the idea that the government should run deficits during economic downturns. They united against any form of tax increase, even while they're saying we shouldn't run deficits. They united in support of more military spending, even when they say we shouldn't run deficits. And they united insisting that they won't reduce Social Security and Medicare, even though if you're not going to have a deficit, you're going to increase military spending, you're not going to raise taxes, the only thing left is to cut Social Security and Medicare, which they insist they're not going to do. This is incoherence of a different level. And the incoherence, the intellectual incoherence of the Republican Party, combined with the political incoherence of the Democratic Party, we are looking at an America that is not governable. And that's a real problem, because we need active government. Consider, I'll close on this, consider what would have happened in the fall of 2008 if we had the current 2012 Congress. There's no way that the Tea Party-dominated Republican Congress of today would have passed the top, even the second time round. What would have happened? Fortunately for us then, we didn't find out. But what will happen the next time if we continue to have this knee-jerk, anti-tax, anti-government Republican Party? Well, I hope we'll never find out. But till then, thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.